The story begins with a single notification. A message flashing across my screen late at night. Transaction successful. 2.5 BTC sent. But here's the problem, I never sent it. Within seconds, panic set in. My heart raced. Those bitcoins weren't just digital numbers on a screen. They represented years of careful saving, trades made at just the right time, and countless hours of research. And now, in just one moment, they were gone. I immediately logged into my crypto wallet, hoping it was some kind of system error. But no. The balance confirmed it. My funds had been drained. I had become the victim of cryptocurrency theft. The first question hit me like a hammer. How? I prided myself on security. I used two-factor authentication. I never clicked suspicious links. I avoided public Wi-Fi like the plague. Yet, here I was, staring at the harsh reality that millions of people in the US and UK are facing every year. Cybercrime that targets wallets and drains life savings. But unlike many victims, I wasn't going to just accept the loss. I was determined to trace the money, to follow the breadcrumbs, to see if it was truly possible to uncover the source of the theft. Unlike traditional theft, cryptocurrency leaves behind a public trail. Every transaction on Bitcoin or Ethereum is recorded on the blockchain. It's not always obvious, and hackers are clever, but if you know how to read the ledger, you can trace movements. I copied the transaction ID from my wallet. A long string of letters and numbers, the fingerprint of the theft. Then I went to a blockchain explorer, a tool that shows where funds move across the chain. There it was, my stolen 2.5 BTC, sitting neatly in a new wallet address. At first glance, the hacker's wallet looked like a dead end. But the blockchain is alive. As I refreshed the explorer, I saw the coins begin to move. From one wallet to another, then split into smaller pieces, then merged again. This was money laundering in real time. Hackers don't usually just steal crypto and leave it in one address. They run it through services known as mixers or tumblers. These platforms combine stolen coins with thousands of other transactions, shuffle them around, and send them out to new addresses. The goal: break the link, confuse investigators, hide the origin. But here's the thing, blockchain records never disappear. With enough patience and the right tools, patterns emerge. As I traced the flow, I noticed something curious. Some of the stolen funds ended up at a well-known exchange. And that's where the hacker made a critical mistake. To cash out stolen crypto into dollars or pounds, hackers eventually need exchanges. In the US and UK, most legitimate exchanges are regulated. That means they require KYC, know your customer checks, uploading ID, proof of address, verification. And hackers, no matter how smart, sometimes slip up. One of the addresses linked directly to an account that had been verified with fake documents. But those documents weren't perfect. The name used had been recycled on multiple sites. And that gave me my first real lead. Cybercriminals may hide behind screens, but they often leave a digital footprint. The reused name led me to online forums, old posts, mentions of services offering instant exchange cash-outs. And one username kept popping up again and again. The hacker had a pattern, bragging in forums about past exploits, sharing screenshots of wallets, and even slipping once by mentioning a location in Eastern Europe. The pieces were coming together. By now I had a full timeline. 1. The theft transaction. 2. The blockchain trail. 3. The movement through mixers. 4. The link to the exchange. 5. The reused digital identity. I gathered the evidence and reached out to cybercrime units. Both in the US and the UK, law enforcement has dedicated teams tracking crypto crimes. And thanks to blockchain transparency, they could confirm my findings. It turned out the hacker was part of a larger ring, a network specializing in draining wallets and laundering funds across borders. My case wasn't isolated, it was part of a billion-dollar operation. Working with international authorities, the investigation deepened. Undercover agents infiltrated the hackers' online groups. Servers were seized. And slowly the network unraveled. Months later, I received an update. Several arrests had been made, including the very hacker who drained my wallet. While I didn't recover all my funds, much had already been laundered through unregulated exchanges. A portion was traced back and eventually returned. More importantly, justice had caught up. Looking back, one mistake had cost me dearly. A single vulnerability, one I didn't even realize existed, had opened the door. It could have been a phishing email, a weak recovery phrase backup, or even malware hidden in a file. The exact method didn't matter as much as the lesson. Hackers only need one opening. For every victim like me, there are thousands more. People in the US, the UK, and worldwide who lose their savings because they underestimated the creativity of cybercriminals. Here's what I learned and what you need to know. 1. Never store large amounts in hot wallets. Use hardware wallets. 2. Always double-check addresses. Hackers use malware that changes pasted wallet addresses. 3. Beware of phishing. Never click links promising rewards, airdrops, or urgent warnings. 4. Enable 2FA, but use authenticators, not SMS. SIM swaps are real. 5. Stay updated. The tactics change, but awareness is your strongest defense. So, what happens when someone steals your cryptocurrency? You panic. You feel hopeless. But if you know how to follow the trail, you may just uncover the source. My story is proof. Even in the shadows of the blockchain, there are cracks, mistakes hackers make. And with persistence, those mistakes can lead straight back to them. In a world where billions are stolen every year, knowledge is the only weapon. And the more we expose these tactics, the harder it becomes for criminals to hide. This was my journey. The night I watched my money vanish, and the long path I took to track it back to the source.